this. There we go. There we go. All right. So, let me change this little guy here. A couple of things I ran into. This is some housekeeping stuff. I'm going to go to a document. I'm not going to go to anyone's document. I'm going to pull up my own document. All right. So most of the time when we're working in our platform, I do works cited quiz. Yeah. I'm asking you to either create a document, so you'll create a blank document, or create a Google slide, or create or copy and paste a Jamboard or something like that. If you're working in Google, the first thing that you need to do for this class, one, you have to title it. So over here in the corner, I'm going to slide it over so that you can see it beyond those. I could get rid of those things there. Let me do that. I'm going to get rid of that for now. Actually, I can do it. I have a better way of getting rid of it. Let me put it back. That was number 5, wasn't it? No. It was number 1. There we go. I can do it this way. There we go. Oh, why didn't that do? I need to pull that to the agenda down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. All right. So what we're going to end up doing with our page here, can everybody see that now pretty clearly? The first thing you're going to do is title it. We're up there in the corner, untitled document, and you're going to put your last name, Smith, and then whatever the project is. Today the project is secret. It's not a secret project, but it's about secrets, and you'll understand that. The second thing you should do before you start writing is to make sure that you share it.
9th, 10th, or 11th grade that have not had their picture made today need to make their way to the new gym commons to have their picture made as soon as possible. Please do not walk through the old gym. Thank you.
All right, let me turn on my notifications so that there's a sound that when people come in. All right, so for what you guys that are just signed on and that you missed so far was nothing really, but I was just making sure that we have our DGP done by Monday, 11:59. Same way with our vocab, and it's on there. But anyway, we're just going over here. Make sure that the first thing you do when you open up any Google Doc, if you're going to use it, if your lesson, if you're going to make a copy of it, if it's something from me, you're going to change the name to your last name and then whatever we're doing. Today it's secret. All right, and then you're going to hit share. Okay, mine comes up a little bit differently, but you're going to have to add me. That's, oh, great. I'm going to do it again. You're going to have to add me. Now, somebody found my my private email address. It's not private, but it's my personal email address. And if you send me that, I don't count it. I'm just going to click it as spam, and you're going to say you submitted it, and I go, nope, you didn't. I'm just going to be that blunt with you. If it goes to my personal email address, then that's your fault. My personal email address, it will automatically go into my spam folder, guaranteed. So the other thing, too, when you share your document with me, you have to upload that document in Canvas. Sharing the document with me is just that. You're sharing the document with me. You're allowing me to be an editor on it. Okay, that's what sharing the document is. It does send me an email that you've done it, and there's a way that I'm going to, if I want to add Christy Sutton, I'm going to add her as an editor because I have to be an editor. Take off that check mark that says notify people. That way I don't get an email. All right, because I don't check my email for your work. There's no way I can do that. So if I did that, it's not organized, and I'm gonna miss it. The only way that I can get your work, the best way, or the only way, is through Canvas, and Canvas is the submission, and that's part of the grade. So You will do that, and then you will share. All right. So that's a direct share. Okay. So make sure that you're sharing it with me as an editor. I don't want to be an owner. Don't change it. Just make me an editor. If I was to add me, all right. If I was to add me, I'm already there. Um, it makes me an editor. All right. Take off. Make sure that's not checked. If it's checked, it's going to send me an email. But I don't want to check it. All right. So then you just share it. That's all you do. All right. So that's the first thing you do on every document that you open up. Okay. So I wanted to make sure that was clear. Um, Yesterday when I was grading a lot of pages, a lot of things, looking through, there's a lot of you who have not shared um, your document with me. And I'm gonna go back here real quick so everybody can see my face. And I'm gonna unshare it in just a minute. So, all right. So a lot of you guys are not sharing your work with me. And when I go and click on your assignment in Canvas, it says request permission. And I did a lot of requesting permission yesterday. I cannot do it anymore because this is the fifth 6 weeks. Next week is the sixth 6 weeks, and then after that, report cards. I'm putting grades in. I put zeros in yesterday because I know people have done their work, but I can't see their work. So if that's the case, please get it done. I put zeros in for people who haven't done work. Get that done too. So you have some time. Today we're going to concentrate on one thing, and well, actually a couple of things. I want to show you what a couple of students have done. I've got an assignment that came out last week, Figures of Speech Music, and the idea was to look at our pop culture and look at our songs and find the figures of speech that we have in literature, to kind of see, so you can see some of the similarities. So like, rhyme, rap and rhyme seem to go together. Symbolism, onomatopoeia, different types of figures of speech, metaphors, imagery. So they were big deals. And somebody decided to just take do a little, not even a slide thing, just do a Google Doc, and then gave me the 10 and then gave me a small definition. That's not what I want. I'm going to have to start deducting points for doing things like just getting by. You're not going to just get by. You're going to have to work in the class. I can't grade something that you're not working on. And if you're just not following through on the definitions or not following through on the directions, then you're not following through. If you need help, ask me. You got my email address. You've got ways to contact me. I'm not going to go up to you and say, well, wait a minute, I kind of do that. I go out in the classroom, hey, can I help, what can I help you with? Do you have any problems? Are you doing okay? All right, so I can't read minds, but I'm here to help. And if you're not turning in work, I can't help that either. So please make sure you're taking care of stuff. That's the bad business. I'm sorry about that. Had to do it, so wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. The work is not a lot for as compared to other English teachers. So say yay. No yays. All right, not a problem. All right, one of the things that the other thing. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I got two more. Looks like they want to come in. I don't know if I didn't hear the announcement. Oh, chat. Oh, there we go. Never mind. I don't see the chat stuff either right away. And that's the problem with Zoom. They need to make it so that if someone does a chat, it kind of rings a little bell or something like that. So I got you. All right. So looking back over the figures of speech and the things that you did, I had two examples, two students that submitted a couple of things, and I'm kind of proud of that they did it. One did it through, oh shoot, I forgot what it was. One did it through YouTube, and the other did it through Prezi. Yeah, okay. So this is the Prezi presentation. And what I wanted to show you, I'm going to go back. Yeah, we'll just start it right there, kind of in the middle. This guy right here, and I'm going to change my speakers so that you guys at home could actually hear what's in the classroom rather than just in my ear. I'm going to change that to headphones. All right, so and I'm not going to give him props because I didn't ask for permission, and I'm not going to embarrass him in any way if that's the case. But I thought this was done really well. Of course, this is one of the basic Prezi outlines, I guess, or images, and he put all 10 of the figures of speech that I asked for in here. And what he's done with each one, he's provided the definition, because I said do a definition, and then I said give an example from the song, highlight it, put in the word so it's a direct quote, and then put the song. Now, I also said that you probably can't put the song, but you can do a link. Well, this is what he did, and I thought it was very impressive. I'm not going to bore you with playing every video because there's like 3-4 minutes of video in every one, so I don't want to do that. Well, actually, I guess if you can do Thriller, it's like 15 minutes, right? So, personification, when a thing or abstraction is represented as a person in literature or art as an anthropomorphic metaphor. All right, so you try to scream, but terror takes the sound before you make it. You start to freeze as horror looks you right between the eyes. So terror and horror are being personified. Terror taking the sound, and horror looking you right in the eyes. So, and then he provided the music video, or at least the link to it, so you can click on it and it'll play that, and then it will just do its thing. We'll probably get an ad. Watch this. Oh no, we got it. So he started that at the beginning. You guys at home can probably hear a little bit of it too. So trying to find that line would be a very difficult thing at this point. So this is the shortened video, not the 15-minute one. I remember when it came out that it was a movie. You actually paid to go to the theater to see this, or it was part of a preview of a movie. But you could only see it in the theater at the time. And of course, MTV after a while of it being in the theaters picked it up and played it. But I don't even hear any words right now. That is weird. Oh, maybe this is where we go. There we go. All right, a few words. All right, anyway, let me get out of that. And then we'll go to the next one. And notice that his is not flowing like we normally would. I'm going to click on hyperbole. Maybe. So there's a way in Prezi that you can actually click on some of the things that will go through. His didn't do that. But symbol, we're talking about symbols this week. He actually identified this, the use of symbols to signify ideas and qualities by giving them symbolic meanings that are different from their literal sense. And we're going to talk about that. So you guys in the classroom, you make sure that you're also paying attention to what I'm doing. If you want to sleep, you can go home and sleep. I'm going to keep you awake in here. All right. So this symbol, mirror on the wall, here we are again. Through my rise and fall, you've been my only friend. The symbol is the mirror. It represents the good and bad in us. So he's identified his quote. He's pulled it out. There we go. And he's told us what it's about. And, of course, it's this song here. And if I can click right, I can't exactly remember where it is. I think it's about right here. Yeah, that's pretty close. Okay. So, and I thought he did a good job. All right. And my next one, the other example, is a guy actually did it on a YouTube video. And what was very cool about this, he satisfied the requirements. Before I start playing it, he put the name of the figure of speech. He did the definition of it, and then he gave us the example. So, like, well, for metaphor right here. Okay, so what he's doing is, you can see that he highlighted, I'm Obama. Obviously, he's not Obama, President Obama, but he's making a metaphor, comparing himself to that, okay? Back home on Prezi. All right, so next one, I'm just going to go one more. And he was able to just do the little sections. All right, so I stopped it again. He's provided the song. He said it was onomatopoeia. He said it was, oh, wait a minute, I messed the definition up. I'm going to go back real quick, maybe. Yep. Saying words to imitate or try to resemble a sound. And, of course, broom, broom, broom. So, and the words are spelled just like you would hear them. I really thought he did a great job on this. So, and it's plus the choice of music. I didn't hear anything that was bad. You know, end rhyme, last words rhyme. Okay, so and what he's done is still highlight the words that rhyme. All right, so even in our Google Slides, we could do something like that. We don't have to have the music video, but we take the quote, and there's the quote that he's done right there. That's my type of distraction. That's my type. She's Latin. He just did a good job. So anyway, and I didn't give away the name, did I? I don't think I did. All right, so that's what I'm looking for on the figures of speech. So that's my little show and tell today if you're looking on the thing. But all right, so now I want to switch gears and do a writer's workshop. Okay, I want to talk about symbols real quick. I'm going to I wish I knew what you guys were seeing online. I don't think that my screen share is working. Or is it? What are you guys seeing? Are you seeing Jack Harlow, what's popping online? Somebody hit space bar and say yes or no. Anybody? Are you seeing Jack Harlow online? No, you just seeing me? Well, that stinks. All right. So I'm sorry, guys. I really thought that I was sharing this with you guys. I'm not going to repeat. That'd be crazy, right? Share. So there we go, right there. Okay. All right. So somebody needs to mute their microphone or something. Okay. Oh. I have one of those. All right, so what I was saying, just for you guys, I know I'm sorry that you couldn't see it again, but he went ahead and did this thing. I'll start it there. He did the onomatopoeia, saying the words to imitate, trying to resemble the sound, and I'm glad I wasn't recording this. And then he had this here, and of course you know that he put the music in it.
I'm digging her accent. I got a BB Simon belt on me, and she trying to get it on fast. That's my type of distraction. That's my type of she Latin.
He highlighted the N words, and you could do that. You could absolutely do that. I should have looked up. Anyway, you could absolutely do that on your Google Slides or whatever you choose to do. That's what I was looking for. All right, so I want to switch gears real quick, and I absolutely am going to do the share screen the right way, hopefully. Back to camera view. Okay. So what we're going to end up doing today is talking about symbols, things that are symbolic. I mean, look at our faces right now. You know, what's on our faces? Mask, right? How can mask be symbolic? How do you think mask could be symbolic? What do masks do? Hide your face, right? They can hide your emotions. They can hide who you are. So, and normally masks are supposed to hide who you are. So, what other symbols hide what we are? Or what can be symbolic of hiding our true feelings? Like a smile. You know, if you're not really, like you could be grumpy, but still come out with a smile. Hey guys, I appreciate you guys coming. You know, and I'll be whatever. Now you're going to say, whenever I'm like that, you know, like, well, are you grumpy or sad or what? You know, we can hide our feelings. Masks make it easy to hide our feelings. So do we wear other masks? When I was young, I wore a mask. My family, my dad worked 3 jobs. We didn't have a lot of money. My friends wore nice clothes, especially with little logos and stuff. And I could, every once in a while, I'd get a shirt or something that had a logo on it, or maybe a pair of Levi's. They were usually used clothing. But because they had that logo, that kind of made me fit in. And so that's another little mask that I would wear, or that's another little way that I would hide what was pretty obvious, really, if you knew my family and my friends kind of knew. You know, we had what we needed, and we didn't want for really anything, you know, except for nicer clothes or more expensive. I don't know, but you know, that's just one of the things. We hide those things. Makeup hides who we are. I don't wear makeup. I don't. But you know, makeup can really hide who you are. Great clothing, when you dress to impress, might also hide who you are. There's a song that I remember. It was about a guy who has long hair, and it's called Signs. Signs, signs, everywhere there's signs. And let's see. And he saw this sign that said, "Long-haired hippie people need not apply." It was a job wanted. So he tucked up his hair up under his cap and went in to ask the owner about the sign. And the owner said, and I'm trying not to sing it, but I mean, the owner said this: "You look like a fine, outstanding young man, son. Yes, you do." And the guy did this. He said, let's see, "You look like a fine, outstanding young man." So he took his hat off and he says, "Imagine that, me working for you." So the guy, you know, the long hair came down, and so things can hide us, you know. And I'm sorry, it was a great example, but bad presentation. You've really got to hear it, and I really want to sing it, and I'm just not going to do it. And it's the only way I can remember the words properly. But if you clean up, does that change you? If you clean up your clothing, does it change who you are? If you shave, if you cut your hair, does it change who you are? It doesn't. So things can become seriously symbolic. In our story that we're going to start tomorrow, we're going to meet a minister who wears a mask. Actually, he wears a veil. So it's a little bit different. And the veil is kind of like this. So this is what you see of Reverend Hooper. So he can see you, but you can't see him. How spooky is that? Right? I mean, that's going to be pretty spooky. So, but we are going to talk about the mask, all right? And people wonder, when you start hiding behind a mask, there might be secrets. You're hiding some sort of secret. What's the secret? Well, Nathaniel Hawthorne is writing this, and he's talking about maybe a secret sin. Okay, so we've looked at a minister giving us a sermon on sinful behavior. You know how it weights us down? You know, it's heavy as lead. Now we're going 100 or so years later to Nathaniel Hawthorne, and he's not going to make fun of the Puritans, but he does kind of point out some of their flaws. You know, he likes to point out their flaws, and so he's going to say that this minister has some sort of sin. And the minister wears his veil, and it actually cost him his bride-to-be. So when you get to the assignment, there's going to be I'm going to pull it up in just a second. And there we go, course modules. All right. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do. But I want to go with you through this writing process, because you're going to write something before we get to the story. All right. So let me go back to share. If I can. All right, so everybody should see at this point our module, at least our modules. So we're looking at the minister's journal. So stay up, sit up. And so I just put it in, and it looks like a journal entry. Is really originally intended to be a journal entry. And you guys do see that on your screen, right? You know. All right, so that's weird how that came up. For those that are online later on, then there's a video there from second period's lesson. All right, so what you're going to end up doing is look at this quote. Beloved and respected as you are, there may be whispers that you hide your face under the consciousness of secret sin. For the sake of your holy office, do away with this scandal. It's his fiancée talking to him, and he's a minister. What are you wearing the mask for? So this is the inspiration that I had. All right, so after reading the quote, think about the things you hide in your own life, the things you don't tell your parents or close friends about. If you don't have a secret, you're going to make one up, okay? If you do not have a secret, make one up. I have a secret. I really don't, but I'm making one up, and you'll see how I do it in just a minute. You're going to create a Google Doc. Don't forget to share it with me. Title it Your Last Name and Secret. I'll create a video instruction class for upload it later today. I've already done that. I probably should take that out. I'm looking for 3 things. I'm looking for 3 paragraphs. Okay, you do not have to tell me your secret. I don't want to say I care or I don't care, but it's probably inappropriate that I know about your secret. You know, I'm not interested in knowing what your secret is. If you don't mind sharing it with me, fine. It's not going to go anywhere. I'm just not interested in knowing. So you can make it up, and I'm going to tell you how I do it. All right, so I'm looking for that. So here's the 3 things. You're going to write an introduction about what your secret is. This is background information. Basic paragraph, basic storytelling. Give me some background information. Write a paragraph that answers the following questions. All right, so this is some example questions. You might have a couple of you come up with your own. What would happen to you if you revealed your secret? What would happen to you if you revealed your secret? What would the consequences be? What would be different about your relationship with your parents, your brothers and sisters, grandparents, friends, etc.? Who would you be able to count on not to change their attitude or feelings toward you if your secret is known? And then would revealing your secret make you better? All right, so that's just some ideas. And then the 3rd paragraph is your summary, a conclusion. And I put in outcomes because really this is more about outcomes. And at the end of this, it should be a very short story. All right, so when you click on submit assignment or when you click to go to it, again, you're creating a Google Doc. So I'm going to find mine because that's what I've already done. I don't want to recreate the wheel. That's not it either. Nope, that's not it. I'm going to have to recreate the wheel, and you guys do not want me to do that. So I'm going to take care of this in just a second. I forgot where I placed it. I brought everything over. And you know what? Easiest way to do it. Oh. While you're looking at that, my sharing window is paused. They're not going to be able to see my screen. Is it? Nope. I know that's not it. You know, I had all this planned out so it will be flawless. I found it. And apparently it's not flawless. But I am not panicking. There it is right there. Now we just need to make sure that we can still see it. And I think we can. That is not it. There it is. Okay. All right. So here's my paper. All right. Can you guys see that on your computers? Whitfield Secret. Okay. So you're going to change that. You're not going to make a copy. You're just going to create your own document. You're going to put your last name, Smith. Whatever it might be. And then make sure you share it with me. Make sure you share it with me, period. All right, when you're starting, All right, so here's my, you've got to create a list in your head. All right, one, what is your secret? What's your secret? You know, and so you're going to have to write it down. Mine, I don't really work for the school system. I work for the U.S. Marshal Service. That's my secret. I am in the witness protection program. I'm not the witness. I'm the protector. So there is a student here at D.H. Conley that I'm protecting. And I've been here for 5 years. Her brother graduated last year. She's a freshman this year. I'm still here. I can't get rid of this family, but, you know, we're sworn to protect them. There's more than one of us. All right, so interesting story, right? So this is a very protected witness. It's actually, well, if I'll tell you too much, man, I cannot just stop revealing secrets. So I created a list. All right, so here's my list right here. And I did it just here so you can see it. My list is that I'm a spy, witness protection, U.S. Marshal. If I told my secret, then my cover is blown. What does it do? It could put a family in danger, could put my family in danger. I could lose my job. I could lose friends. My wife does not know. If I told her what I've been doing, I'd lose her trust. All right, so there's a lot of things, right, like right off the bat. So this is how I wrote it out. I work for the U.S. Marshals Witness Protection Program, protecting a family. They are in the Conley District. I should put who are in the Conley District. So if I was going to write it, who's coming in? All right, so all right, I guess just a reminder, guys, if you're going to I don't know if something happened. There we go. We start class at 12:15, 12:20 usually when we get started. So, and a lot of information is passed at the beginning of class, and in just a few minutes we're going to start working. So please make sure that you keep that in mind. All right, so that's when you're online. Make sure because if you sign on and nothing's going on, you know you don't have to be here. But just keep in mind you're losing a lot of content. I did put it up, and the reason I'm saying this because I think that's important. The lecture is also online as well. So, all right, I work for the U.S. Marshals Witness Protection Program. That's my secret. I have to provide background information to bring you into the story, or also to kind of set it up. I just can't say I have a secret, and this is what's going to happen. So make up your secret. Protecting the family who are in the Conley District. I've been doing this for a while. I'm very good at what I do. If my secret were revealed, there would be a problem. Okay, so now that's my transition. Okay. Hey, I'm holding little things I can throw in my hands. If you're going to sit on my wall, go home. Jacob. All right. So I don't throw things, but it does make a noise when they land on the desk. All right. I know I would lose my job. This is where my body comes in. I know I would lose my job, my wife, maybe even my life, should my secret be revealed. There are several people who would benefit from me revealing this secret. Perhaps the most damaging aspect of giving up my secret is that it would damage someone else. Can you imagine how it would damage someone else if I gave up my secret? People could lose their lives. They lose their trust in me. They might even lose their reputation. So maybe my secret protects somebody else's reputation. I would hate to lose my reputation. All right, and then I went real short on this last one. When I gave up my secret, I felt I had my life back. I am ashamed that I could not talk about it to my wife, but now I can breathe. So I need to expand on that a little bit more because that's still looking at the outcomes. Maybe looking towards the future. So, that's just the way it works. So what you're going to do today is work on your own document, work on your own secret. So here's the thing. Remember the thing about symbols? Okay, symbols meaning something else. The U.S. Marshal Service is my symbol. I'm unsharing. Getting back to here. The U.S. Marshal Service is my symbol. There is something that I haven't shared. There's something that people don't know. Again, I'm making it up. I don't have any secrets. My wife knows everything about me. But this is just an example of how you, if you say I don't have any secrets, can make something up. Okay? So, and I've done that. I hope I've done it pretty well. So, maybe my secret is that I still smoke, or that I drink, or that I vape. Oh my goodness, can you imagine me if I'm a person who vapes in school? All right, because it's not, you can't do that, and that's not setting a good example. Obviously, that's not my secret. I don't have any secrets. But what I'm saying is, choose something, make it become symbolic, and figure out, does it hurt people, and what happens if you were to give up that secret. So that's what I'm asking for. So I'm going to stop so that you can work. Please go ahead to that module. That's what you're working on today. I want to see progress on it. First thing that you need to do is create a list. What would happen if your secret were revealed? Now, again, I will say this. I don't want to know your secret. So if you have a secret, like you are a person who just vapes or something like that, maybe much worse, choose something else to make it symbolic. Like, I paint cars. If people knew I painted cars, how awful that would be. I don't just paint cars. I paint them like with graffiti paint, or something like that. Use your imagination. But if you really want me to know your secret and you can't write about using your imagination, then just go ahead and use it. I will not share your secret. Of course, then it wouldn't be a secret, would it? All right, let's have fun with this, enjoy it, and make sure that we're getting all our lessons done. All right, and I'm going to work with these guys here. I think we're going to make some people do some push-ups and running and stuff like that to wake them up. All right, so it is after lunch. It's just hard, right, Eric? It's hard after lunch. It really is. All right, guys, I'm going to go on mute. If you need help from me while you're there online, just hit your space bar and say, Coach Witt, I need help. I'll be glad to help you. Oh, one more thing about grades. If you have a 0, take care of that. So a lot of it's just as simple as that you haven't shared your work with me, and you need to share it. I've discovered that a couple people think that they can just rearrange Canvas and resubmit. It's not that. You've already submitted it. Just go back into your Google Drive, go to that document, and click Share. So please make sure you're doing that and getting some of that other work done as well. There's some grades that I know that can be a lot better, and all you have to do is share it. All right, I'm going to go on mute now and shut up so that y'all can work. Thanks, guys. It's really interesting. And I would never throw things with you or at you. I did that at South Central. I had a baseball because I'm a coach, and I was banging the baseball on my podium, kind of right here. And I also had a squishy ball that looked like a baseball. So I was bouncing the baseball, and I switched, and then I went from bouncing it to tossing it. But I was tossing, just kind of doing like this, because I have ADD, and things in my hands make me work better. I was just tossing like this, and the student made sure the student has seen me with the little squishy thing, but he couldn't tell it was a squishy thing. So I was just as far from me to Eric, and he looked dead at me. And as soon as he looked at me, I just went like this. You would have thought that dude had a conniption or something, heart attack. He was just all out on the floor, and it was just a little squishy ball. It was funny. I could have hurt him, so I felt bad. They didn't have desks like this at South Central. They had the little tables with the 2 chairs behind it. I joked with some teachers too, as part of my my whatever program that I was in. I had to have teachers come in and evaluate me, 4 of them at one time, and they were coming to a 4th period class. And the teachers, I knew who they were. One of them was an art teacher, one of them was a history teacher, another was a CTE teacher, and the other was a math teacher, and so I was just gonna play a game with them, just so they weren't gonna know it. So I prepped my senior class. It was a senior English class. Told them what was going on the next day. This is what's going to happen. 4 teachers going to sit right back there. This is what I want you to do. We're going to go through the lesson. I put a PowerPoint up, and I want you guys to start asking questions. But then I want one person, and we named the person, said, Coach Witt, can I go to the restroom? And then that person will go. And I'll say, yes, you may. And I told them, I said, if I said, no, you can't do it right now, then the joke is off. So that was the clue. So, Coach Witt, can I go to the bathroom? Yeah, go ahead. So that meant the joke was on. So what would happen then, when this person came back from the bathroom, one person would get up and walk out the door without permission. And one of the teachers in the classroom I had to let on because I knew that she had an empty room. That's where the student went. The student went to that empty room and hung out. Then another student got up, did the same thing, and another student, same thing. Pretty soon the whole classroom was empty except for the 4 teachers. And I'm still up there with my PowerPoint going. And I was still asking questions of the students in the class as it was going, and they were providing answers because they were like into this joke, right? So by the time they were all gone, I only had like 2 questions left, and I was like, I just asked the teachers, the art student and the art teacher and the history teacher both answered the question. And after they started answering the question, here comes one student in right back at the time. I still kept right on with the lecture. Pretty soon the class was full again. I finished the lecture and I said, are there any questions? And everybody said no. I said, okay, now you got something to work on. And that was great. And then like the history teacher, Andrew Shue, was like, what was that? And I looked at him like, what was what? That was and that was when I used to do tests like weekly. That was the highest scored test of that semester. As far as the average. From that one class, that was the highest average because everybody was in on the joke, everybody was participating, and knew what was going on. I loved it. I almost got in trouble though. Like Coach Witt. Oh, it was horrible. So the other teacher that knew, because it was her room, the CTE teacher, I was scared that she was going to blab it out. She's a talker. And I kept looking at her face, and she's like, yeah, you could just tell. So it was great.
Wait, and also, like, were you just, like, looking at the board instead of, like, looking, like, in the students' direction?
No, I mean, I was engaging the classroom. I mean, because I imagine it getting it right here. I'm still engaging you guys, right? So and I'm just still talking like I'm talking. Like I didn't even notice they were leaving the room. That was great. If I did that for this school, Mr. Marr had my butt. I don't think he'd understand. Oh, I'm still on. Yeah. And that was a hard class too. There were 33 students in that class. But it was fun. All right, so you guys know what you're doing? All right, so the introduction is probably the hardest part, but it's also could be the easiest part. Hopefully when you do it, when you start your document, I use the title, like when I made my title, not your last name stuff title, but the center mark title, whatever your story is going to be. I highlighted that and I made my own comment, and my comment was my list of things, how I wanted it to flow. So that might be something you think about doing. So everybody needs to get their stuff doing. What'd you do to your leg, man? Motorcycle? No, that's about the right side.
No, I was playing golf, and I got my leg stuck in the cart, and it's on wood.
I can't even imagine how you would do that. Unless your partner backed over you while you were getting your clubs.
I was all myself, and then like, you know, when you're riding a golf cart, how your foot just kinda like hangs out sometimes.
Right.
And
It caught.
there was this like, there's like 3 2x4s stacked up, like holding the green up so it didn't like erode over. And then my cart like slipped into it. It just caught my foot in between the golf cart and the wood. And it just broke out.
Wow. I got pretty good at golf one time. I'm a lefty. And, we always had to borrow my clubs. But when I got out of service, I had a month there just killing time and, still on base. It was like a 30 days leave because they wouldn't, sell it back to me. So, I took my credit card and played golf every day. That credit card really just killed me. Because I hated playing golf alone. And all my friends, they're like, I ain't got no money. No, I got you, come on. Got some of it back, but I got my score down, my lowest to a 78 at Lejeune. Not great, but that was a 78. My average probably was around 88, which is pretty high, but I did pretty good. And then I let it go. Golf is something you have to practice and do almost every day to be good. Are you good? So you play every day? Getting there? Somehow, and I can't figure out how it is. I'm still screen sharing.